Hello, so this time around I am going to make a mixed media card, and I've got a piece of watercolour paper here and I've got a piece of packaging there, and I say I'm going to make a piece of watercolour a mixed media card, and the way I'm going to do this is just I'm going to start by using my Faber-Castell big brush markers. This one's light cobalt turquoise. I'm just going to scribble it onto my packaging, and then with a wet brush I'm going to pick up the, and you don't want it too wet, I'm going to pick up the pigment and just kind of start adding it to the page. And you can see there that it doesn't go very far, so you do have to do quite a lot, and I'm just trying to get a really light abstract watercolour look here. Having tried to use watercolours and just failed entirely, I've now gone to the big brush markers, and I'll do a list of colours that I've used on my blog, so you can follow the link and find out what I've used. I'm just going back to the blue here. So I tried using regular watercolours and the Brushos, and I didn't manage to get the result I wanted with either of those. Again, the colours were just a bit too strong again for me. I just wanted something really light and abstract, really subtle. So I'm just going to dry off my bit of packaging before I attempt to put colour on there again, because it's not coming off very well. So I'm starting off with some light colours, and then oh there we go, and then I'm going to go in with some darker ones in a minute. And I'm not sure whether this is a hot pressed watercolour paper or cold pressed watercolour paper. It was given to me, so I'm not really sure. But the idea is to just make a really cute little kind of panel to stick onto my card. It's just a white card base. It's a wedding card for a friend of mine who is getting married on Saturday. She's waited a long time to finally have her happy day, and I wanted to do something a bit special for her. So I'm just kind of, and I'm not really a card maker. I tend to do much better on canvases than cards, but I thought I'd give it a go, see if I could produce another video. I'm now up to 15 subscribers. Woo-woo! Thank you very much to those people who have subscribed. I really appreciate the support. I really do. It's so nice to know that people are watching. It's a bit rubbish when you make videos and then no one watches them, because they are quite time consuming. I didn't quite realise when I entered this how time consuming they would be, so I am very much appreciative of you taking the time to kind of watch them and like and comment. It's just really nice of you. And hello to my mother and father-in-law who have been watching these videos as well. So I'm just trying to get that kind of abstracty watercolour look that is so popular at the moment, with good reason. It's really pretty, nice thing to do, except I don't seem to be able to get on with actual watercolours, ironically. So I'm still just wetting my brush and then adding in, going back in to add a little bit more pink there, going over the colours that I've already added, mixing them on the page so you get kind of layers of colour and depth. Add in a bit more pink. Quite like that pink. Quite liking how this is looking. This is a surprise. I've kind of wrestled with these watercolours all day, and I've experimented with different things and switched the camera on and off a few times and sworn a bit, and generally not appreciated my efforts at all. So you can see I'm just building up the colour here, starting off light, and then this bit's quite a big blob in the middle. I just want to break that up a bit. Don't want too much of a good thing. Although actually I'm going to end up sticking something over the top of that, now that I think about it. So just try and get lots of variation in colour. Drying off my... Hopefully this is staying in shot. It's really difficult to get your page in shot when it's zoomed in so close. It's really like unknown where the camera is pointing. So that's really nice, delicate look that I was going for. I'm really pleased with that. Okay. And now I'm just going to go in with a script stamp. I don't know where I got this script stamp from, I'm afraid, but it's just a generic script stamp, and I'm just going to use the Do Craft pigment ink in chocolate. And I'm just going to give it good ink all over because I'm going to use some craft card in a minute to make my kind of focal point on this card, and I don't want it to stick out like a sore thumb, so the brown ink will help that to kind of blend in. And I'm just going to give the whole background a bit of texture, lay it down really flat, and then just give it a good old press. I'm going to give it a good press with the acrylic block on top as well, just to get it really even all over, especially the edges. You don't often get good pressure on the edges. Hopefully that's come off. Oh, that's nice. I'm actually quite pleased with that. And because the paper's still wet, it's actually kind of distorted it a little bit and soaked up some of the ink, so it's actually given a really nice effect. I'm really pleased with that. I'm always surprised when it comes out well. No, I shouldn't be, but I am. Okay, so now I have got this really nice piece of corrugated card in the shape of a heart. It's got a hole in the middle, which is really annoying. I got this from the range, and I'm just going to pop it kind of towards the top of my photograph. And then I have these little bows, which are by Club Green. They are ivory organza bows. I'm not really sure where I got them from, but I'm sure similar products are available. And I'm just going to cover up that hole in the middle with a bow, because I sort of think it is a wedding card, so it ought to have something sort of vaguely wedding-y on it. And I'm just going to adhere the bow to the heart using high-tack all-purpose very sticky glue. Just going to put a bit kind of around the edges. And it did have a glue dot on the back of it, but I don't really trust those things. I'd hate for it to fall off, so I'm just popping that on there, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of matte medium and just take my brush the matte medium onto the back of the heart, give it a good coating, and then stick it onto my watercolour background. Just eyeballing it as roughly central there. That medium dries clear, so it doesn't matter that I've got a little bit around the edges. There we are. And I've just cut out another bit of watercolour paper, and I've just left it with its kind of slightly off-white finish because it kind of matches the off-white there, and I'm just going to put it as a banner at the bottom of the card. And my husband recently went to the States and brought me back some lawn fawn stamps, which are really difficult to get over here. The shipping is horrendous on these, so I'm going to use the Congrats sticker. These are big scripty words, they're called. and I'm just going to use that in archival ink. I'm going to use black archival ink to stamp that. So what I'll do is I've just skipped the G off at the bottom there, so I will get a pen in a minute and just add it in, because it does always look nice when you have things that kind of go off the bottom, and you see that it hasn't actually stamped completely clear either, so I will go over that with a pen in a minute. So just getting my matte medium again, and then roughly sort of eyeballing it now, putting it in the middle, like so, and then I will just make sure it's pressed down nicely, just put my acrylic block on top of that for a minute, and then I will cut off. You could wrap it around the back, but I'm going to cut it off and get a nice clean finish. So I'm just going to cut off the ends of these. I'm just going to go along the edge with the scissors and cut these off. Oops, sorry if that was out of shot. I was looking at it. So that's what it looks like now, and then I've brought in my Sakura Micron pen in 03 is the size. And I'm just going to go over this black ink and just make sure that any bits that haven't kind of stamped really well are nice and black. And I'm going to go off the bottom there with my G. I always like doing things that kind of fall off the sides like that, so mainly because it makes excuses for the fact that I'm a bit rubbish at making cards. I apologise if my head's in the way. There we go. That's looking rather nice. And then I'm just taking my white background. This is my card blank that I got from Paperchase, and it's just going to stick on the top of there really nicely. But I want it to kind of stand up a bit, and I don't have foam tape, so I have fun foam instead. So I just take some white fun foam. I'm just going to kind of measure it roughly, just use what I have, and cut out a bit of fun foam. Whoopsie. There. It's going to be a bit long, I think. Yeah. So you can see I'm not really measuring terribly well, I'm just kind of roughly, because no one's going to see it on the back. And then I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape. And I'm going to just use that, and this is just run-of-the-mill double-sided sticky tape, nothing posh. I'm going to stick that onto the back of my card, and then rinse and repeat. Stick more double-sided sticky tape onto the back of the foam. See, this would be easier with foam tape. Just going to kind of eyeball it up. And stick it down. And there you have it. There is my bespoke homemade wedding card. Ta-da! Hope you enjoyed this little video. Please give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, visit me on Facebook, come and say hello. I love the support. I will always answer you. And thank you very much for watching.